All right. Hey, everybody. So I feel like I always need to set these videos up. I'm not sure that I always will, but I know I will with this one because this is the second video in what we're doing here. So here's what's going on here. Here's what you should know. This video is not actually for you. It is for me. Now, let me explain what I mean. So I decided to make sure that I basically journal or I track the progress of the channel as we grow, because I thought to myself, like, when we reach some of the hallmarks or some of the benchmarks that I want to reach for the channel, I want to be able to look back at certain places and see where I was and how the channel has grown. Now, also, actually, to be honest, wanted to create a log that hopefully would help somebody else that is specifically in this space, in the movie review and TV show or entertainment review or discussion, really, which is really what we do more of on this channel, more so than review. But someone who's in this space, like, hopefully I can create something where I can give back, right, to the community that is first starting the channel, because we all kind of have the same struggles and we all kind of have the same ideas, and we're all like pissed at YouTube sometimes because we feel like, you know, we can't get any love and it's given all the love and all the traction to the bigger channels, so to speak. And that is actually not true, and I learned that kind of the hard way. I don't know if I'm going to get into that in this video, but it's not. But this video really is designed to really chronicle the progress and the growth of the channel. And initially, like I said in another video, I was actually going to create another channel, keep the channel on private, and do this just for me, as a way for me to be able to look back over the months, the years, and so on and so forth, and to see the progress that the channel has made. So a couple of things are important for those of you guys who even care to watch this video, and maybe you will, maybe you won't. This video is being shared with you because I figured, you know what, why not, like, allow you guys a peek behind the camera, so to speak, and to be able to take this growth journey with me to the extent that you want to. Maybe some of you guys will not watch any of these videos, and that's really fine because they really are kind of created for me, but maybe some of you guys are interested enough to know kind of what goes on behind the scenes, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the benchmarks, all that kind of good stuff. Of what it's like for a channel that you are subscribed to, if you're watching this probably, to see it grow from really a smaller size channel to get to a place where hopefully we would have it to be. So for example, right now we're like at 66, I think, 100 subscribers. Our next benchmark is 10,000. So you see the process of growth there. But I want to highlight a couple of things for those of you guys who choose to watch these videos, because I don't want you guys to get confused about what's going on here. And these videos are unedited, by the way. Sometimes you guys will hear me say things in this video that are things of frustration. I'm going to mention one of those today. But I don't want anybody who chooses to watch these to see these as complaint videos, because they're not. They really aren't. They really are tracking the progress and, like I said, the ups and downs of what it takes for us to grow this channel. This is not a broad thing about what it takes to grow a YouTube channel, because I'm growing this channel. So it's about what it takes for me to grow this channel, the stuff that I've gone through, the stuff that I'm going through, the frustrations, the setbacks, the hang-ups, the joys, all that kind of good stuff is what this is tracking. But I wanted to make sure that I share that, because when I do say something negative, I don't want any of those folks in the community to feel like it's me complaining, because it's not. It's me just expressing, honestly, like, where I am sometimes in creating stuff for the channel. And I feel like this is something that a lot of creators go through. Maybe they all don't share it with you, but I'm almost positive if you have a YouTube channel and your idea is to grow the channel beyond something that's just a hobby, there's some things that really suck about the process. Then there are some things that are fantastic, and this channel is designed to document all of that as we move forward. So that said, guys, watch as much of this as you want to. Comment if you'd like. Don't comment at all. That is completely up to you. As I said, this is not optimized to grow the channel at all. There is no search engine optimization. There are no keywords. There are no heavy thoughts that go into the thumbnail. As a matter of fact, the thumbnail is a direct snapshot from the video in most cases, and then there are some text over it just to see kind of what the prevailing thought is for this video. It gives you at least that much information to know if it's something that you want to check out. So I just wanted to say that. So let's start with something that is sometimes frustrating about growing a YouTube channel when you have a personality kind of like mine, which has such a broad range of interest when it comes to a lot of different things, but this will all be about movies and TV. Sometimes, like, the channel feels confining. So you know the channel is a channel where we cover sci-fi, action, adventure, and fantasy, though I think I'm about to change that. I think I'm about to open that up a bit to start covering more things, because there are other types of movies and TV shows that I like, but action, adventure, sci-fi, and fantasy are my favorite genres, and most of the stuff that we cover on this channel we cover because it is clearly what I love, so I'm gravitating towards those things. Like, I'm probably never going to cover like a rom-com or something like that, because romantic comedies are not really my thing. But there are some other things that I want to start covering, so I'm going to take that restriction off of myself and probably start covering some of those things as well. But here's what I meant by restriction. So I try to be as clear as I can here. So sometimes I will, not even sometimes, like a lot of times I will see things that I want to cover, and it's always related to like TV or movies or something like that. And here's where like kind of my ADHD comes in when it comes to like, I'm a glutton for shiny objects, right? I'm like, ooh, what's that? So I easily get pulled off track when it comes to certain things. So whenever I see something that's like news related, that's really interesting about movies or TV shows, I'm telling you, the first thing that goes on in my head is like, yep, about to make a video about that. But then I'll see something else. I'm like, oh yeah, yep, about to make a video about that too. And then I have like 10 different videos swirling around in my head, and I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to make a video about all of these things, even though those things are not necessarily what the channel covers, and that we really talk about TV and movie shows, and we really have more of a discussion bent, or that's really what I want it to be, more so than technically a review. But I get sidetracked by a lot of other things that are movie and TV related that I want to talk about, and it's frustrating because I feel like I can't. Now, whether that is an imposed restriction or not, I'm not really sure, but I will tell you why I feel restricted and why I can't talk about like some of those other things that I see that are kind of out of the norm of what you normally see on the channel. And that is because of this whole idea of a niche. So when you start a YouTube channel, if you have one, you know, and if you're thinking about starting one, like the biggest piece of advice that you get is to niche down as much as you can. So find an area, something that you really like to do, that you're really passionate about, of which I agree with wholeheartedly is what I'm saying. 100% is what I'm going to say after that, which is true. Like whatever I did for the channel, I knew I would have to love it. So movies and TV were something that was easy for me to build upon just because I loved it. Like, I'm that dude that will go see a movie by himself all the time. It's not even a question. In most cases, I prefer it, unless my wife sees this, in which case I always want to go with you, baby. But no, seriously, in most cases, I prefer it. So it's something that I've always had a love for. I've always liked to do. I actually have a minor in film and television production, so it's something that's always been there. So I say all that to say that whatever I was going to do, I had to have a real passion for it. And you definitely do need that passion, because there are times when this really sucks. You just should know that it really is a grind, and it's frustrating. It's time consuming. There are times when it just sucks, and that's just being real. So having said all of that, the frustrating part about the niche, especially when you're someone like me that likes so many different aspects of TV and movies, is being confined by that niche. So like when you want to cover things in a broad way, that's almost frowned upon. No one's saying you can't do it. Obviously you can do what you want to do. No one's saying you can't do it, but it's frowned upon in the sense that you feel like, oh man, I can't cover this because it violates the niche. And you don't want to do that because you want to make sure you keep to the niche so the audience knows what your channel is about, what they can expect from your channel. And sometimes that feels really confining, and sometimes it's frustrating because there are certain things that I want to share. And most of these topics are like news related topics about something like jumping off about a TV show or a movie that I just want to get on and like talk about, right? Like I want to share my thoughts about it. And sometimes, I'll be honest with you, sometimes I want to get on and I want to share my thoughts about it, and I'm not even thinking about how it would be received by the community. I just want to say that, hey, this is what I think about this. This is what I think about that. And then whatever the community thinks about it is whatever the community thinks about it. But I'm just being honest when I say, like, I feel restricted. Like, nah, you really can't. You probably shouldn't talk about that because it's not really what the channel is about. And that might kind of throw the channel off track. And you don't want to do that because, you know, you don't want to hurt the community. You don't want to hurt the growth of the channel, which leads to another thing, which is a big concern about a lot of YouTubers. I feel like I can make that general statement because I feel like it's relatively true of most of us. It is the value of the community. Like, the value of the community that we built here is tremendous, and probably heavily so because the difficulty of starting a channel is a lot. And when you're going for your first 100 subscribers, it's everybody, man. You're asking family and friends and grandma and putting posts out on Facebook because you want to get to that magic number of 100 subscribers. So you're doing all of that. But then after a while, if your channel begins to move forward a little bit, you really start to pick up authentic subscribers in the sense that they really care about what you're doing. Like the first 100, they're like your grandma. Your grandma doesn't even watch movies, or mine doesn't, or anything like that. So they're people that are just really supporting the channel just to support the channel, and thank God for them because that's always appreciated. But if a channel is going to move forward and going to have any real sustainable growth, it is because you are attracting people that like the same thing that the channel is about, that they are connected either to that subject matter or to you or to the community. And if you can hit it all three cylinders, it is the subject matter, you, and the community, then that's what really begins to push the channel forward, that authentic connection you have with people. So I'm saying all that to say that the audience is important. So we get scared about doing things that would violate the audience in the sense that it's content that the audience doesn't create. And I will tell you also, part of it for me is the fear and frustration of wanting to kind of tackle some of those other subjects, is making sure that I'm putting out like good quality content. Like, one of my biggest fears is to put out crap. I would just tell you that. And to be honest, like, I probably spend way too long on some videos that I produce, making sure that I can just get it in tip-top shape. The lights, the sound, the extra elements of the video, which some people would consider B-roll. Those are those extra clips, those extra pictures, all that kind of stuff, the editing and all of that, because I don't want to put out crap. I want to make sure that what I'm putting out is serving the audience well and that the audience responds to it. So a lot of times if I put out a video and the video doesn't do well, I'm like, oh man, like, I don't know, like, what happened? Like, because some videos I think would really, really do well and they don't. I thought the A-Train versus Flash video would do a lot better than it did. And sometimes I just never know. Like, I put out something and I'll be really, really excited about it and it will do really well. And then sometimes I'll put out something in which I'm thinking like, man, this is going to be like really good. Like, I poured my heart and soul in it and it just doesn't do that well. And some of it is just, you just don't know. I mean, you can dig into analytics and all that to see what's what, and that's very, very helpful in terms of moving videos forward. But some of it, you just don't know. And sometimes analytics will tell you to recreate this type of video because the video before it, like its kind, did well, and you'll recreate something in that same vein and it doesn't do well at all. So there is some sense in which some of like building a channel is feel. So all these things, right, go into making content for the channel. So sometimes, you know, they hold me back from doing certain things that I want to do on the channel just because I feel restricted from all these different areas. Like, it has to be the best quality. It has to be in line specifically with what the channel is about. And if it veers to the left or the right of that, you could hurt your audience. You don't want to do that. So maybe you should chill and think about just not making that content. So that's some of the things that I kind of struggle with. And I will be honest, like, sometimes there's parts of me that's like, you know what, just screw it, man. Just make it anyway, right? Just make it anyway and let folks respond how they respond. And then sometimes there's parts of me that's like, no, man, you got to chill. You got to be measured. You know, there's certain things you have to do if you want the channel to grow, which I will say is true. There are certain things that you have to do if you want the channel to grow. If you're treating it like a hobby, you can make whatever you want to make because you don't really care about necessarily the growth of the channel, who's watching, who's not watching. But if you're like me and you want this channel to grow to be all that it can be, and you want this channel to grow to the point where it can sustain itself income-wise, then you have to do certain things a certain way. You have to be purposeful about how you grow the channel. You just have to be, if you want the channel to be something where you can earn, especially if you're someone that wants the channel to be something where you can earn full time. You have to be purposeful about that. My screen just went black, which makes me nervous. I sure hope my camera's still recording. Okay, it looks like it. Man, I hate when it does that. So you got to be purposeful about that. Like, you have to take that into account. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you because that's a frustration that I actually had today. I had heard a couple of different things about some stuff, some news dropping about, you know, Phase 4 and some stuff happening with Spider-Man and Sony and that whole issue, or Disney and Sony and that whole issue. Some stuff coming out on streaming that I'm extremely excited about. So like all these different shiny objects like all around me. I'm like about to make a video about that, about that, about that, about that. And then I thought, oh, you got to chill. I thought, man, you got to chill out. You haven't even gotten out your next Versus video. Like, you need to be working on that. So sometimes producing for the channel can be frustrating from that standpoint. You just want to produce a lot of stuff and you just feel like you can't for a lot of different reasons. So anyway, you guys, just thought I would share that with you. Today is Friday, August the 30th, 2019. And this is how I was feeling today about Dark Side reviews. Now, you guys, I am going to go finish working on the Versus video for this week. All right, guys, thanks for listening. For all of you guys that stayed with me. And like I said, man, these videos are here for you guys to check out as you want to check out. If you're a new YouTuber in this space and you find this inspirational, then great. If not, for those that are in the community, then yeah, man, this is just me sharing my thoughts, tracking the growth of the channel. You guys are welcome to track with me. All right, thanks, guys. And where's my button? All right, peace.